Okay, sorry about that. I'm not going to try and prattle on for another 15 minutes. That went really quick, so I'm sorry. Um, so we're on module 6. The idea here is to synthesize the scaffolding that I built for them for the different types of writing styles, and that's just through an essay. And then they are going to come to class. They'll pair share their essay. They'll read it out loud to each other. Um, and then the idea is that the partner takes some notes and makes some comments to give their partner some perspective, and just kind of a peer editing class. And then the last 15 minutes of class I built in for how's everyone feeling. It's a composition 101 class. It's probably their first writing class in college. So, how's everyone feeling about this? And what's difficult about the subject matter, and comparing and contrasting what feels natural? And then, what specific questions do they have for me? Again, there is a rubric for that, um, and the link is there for that. Module 7 is inquiry. So this is the scaffolding meant to help them with their final project, which is to write in all four types of writing styles using um, one subject matter, one issue, or one topic. And also using a little bit of technology to kind of build a project out of it so that they're not just handing in like four pieces of writing, but they're handing in maybe a website or a video or whatever that looks like to be creative. Um, so I do have an assignment sheet for that, which is, I did pull that up for you guys. Final project. So the idea is to start off with asking what are my morals and values? What do I see happening in the world that butts heads with my morals and values? And what can I reasonably do to make a difference? And then focusing the cause, I do want them to write a mission statement, and that in an action plan. And those can just be a paragraph or two. And the idea is that maybe they just have them up throughout their project to help them stay focused so that they don't veer off in some random direction, which is really easy to do when you're in the trenches of writing and in the trenches of doing a project. So that idea here is just to scaffolding to keep them focused. And then the actual work is four types of writing, 700 to 1,000 words each. Citations should be included when appropriate. They should know when that's appropriate based on the scaffolding that I provided them earlier. And then I want them to showcase the knowledge, and I give them the rubric for the project shoot. I did not pull that up for you. But I do give them resources for putting their project together on something that's a little bit more cohesive. So they could do something like this, where they sort of describe their writing. They could do a video. They could do like some stop motion graphics. I gave them some, there's several different ways that they can build a video here. And then this is for sort of editing and making things look good. Um, and then there's some web page, so if they want to put it on a web page. And then some design tools. Canva is like a cool little program that builds a graphic novel for you. So there's a lot of stuff that they could do where they're not just handing in a short story, which is totally fine if they want to do that. Um, they're still right. They're still going to be proficient. They're likely not going to be exceeds proficiency if they're just going to hand that in. Because again, going back to the inquiry is sending this out into the world to actually do something with this project. And writing a short story, maybe they'll get published. It's Comp 101. Let's be real. Probably not. So, Module 8 through module 11 are all like, I recognize that this is a huge task and a huge project. And so I did build in 4 classes where they pair off on where whenever they come to class, like what am I going to write, what piece am I going to focus on today, and then they break off into groups based on that piece, and they can either sit there and write silently, or they can pick each other's brains on like, this is what I want to write, and then this is kind of the direction of what I want to do with that writing. So there's lots of time built in where I'm able to work one-on-one with them, they're able to work one-on-one with each other, or as a group, or if like, you know, we're all instructors, so if the same question is occurring, just to stop and say like, let me just address this. So that's kind of the idea with the last bits of class. The last class is a presentation of learning, and that's where they get to, the idea is they get to present whatever things that they put together, and then they can read their favorite piece aloud to the class. So like if somebody did build a video based off of maybe a script that they wrote that shows the narrative arc, they can show that video. Or if somebody did not do that and they're just, you know, that proficient, they did the basic requirements, and they want to read their narrative out loud, totally cool. Everybody does need to read their work out loud, one of those pieces, just again because I think it's really important for everyone to be vulnerable and also to showcase the work that we've been doing all class. I mean, it's all led up to this, so for somebody's work to go unnoticed actually feels worse than forcing somebody to read out loud in class, if that makes any sense. So I think this one's really important. The closing words, I just wanted to tack this on the end of the syllabus because I think this is going to be weird for a lot of students, which is that this course content will be challenging, but it will also be fun. The idea here is that their voice matters, and that this course is designed to give you as much voice as possible. I think it might be easiest to conceptualize this course as focusing on seeing patterns, seeing similarities and differences, and asking questions. The vehicle that drives these concepts is the writing. I know that this may be a different experience than many of your other courses at UVM, but I designed it to be as authentic as possible. And then I really sincerely want them to ask questions because this might be weird for them. So that's the gist of my project. Like I said, when you're looking it over, make sure you click on the links because there's a link to everything in terms of rubrics. So rubrics and then assignment sheets and then also resources. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks for listening. Sorry this was so long.